Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. Got a beautiful day going on here. So I think I'm going to declare it officially spring, and why don't we take a ride, take a look around, see what's going on as part of this declaring it spring thing. So let's do this. Yesterday, I spent the day down in New York City. I started out where my people started out as when they came to this country. Went down to Little Italy. It's kind of the lower end of Manhattan. Forget about the lower end of Manhattan. It's all the way down by Brooklyn. So, walked around Mulberry Street, Broome Street. At one point, well, forget one point, my grandfather, actually great-grandfather, grandfather, had a barber shop in Little Italy. And my grandfather ran it until he died in 1968, my maternal grandfather. So I kind of like going down there. It feels like I'm going back to where my roots were. I guess my father's people had a place down there too, an apartment. Don't know exactly where. They kind of with my parents' people kind of pick up the family story once they went to Brooklyn. I don't know if they kind of overlooked their time in down around the Canal Street area or not, the Little Italy area. Once again, on my mother's side, my great-grandfather used to sell fish down there. While we were down there, it was all Chinese folks selling fish, the fresh catch. I guess they pick it up down by the docks and bring it over there and sell it. So it was really pretty cool. Then we walked uptown, and actually, do I want to hop over that with one hand? What the hell, right? Calvin says you hammer it. My problem is driving one-handed. I'll end up falling off this thing. Come on, girl. So it was cool. Little Italy's really tiny now. For anybody who kind of wants to see it before it goes away, you might want to get down there. Anyway, walked uptown to the, they call it the Morgan. It's where J.P. Morgan had his residence, his dad before him. I guess the story might have, kind of goes in a long circle, so please be patient. My paternal grandmother worked for J.P. Morgan after the Second World War, so she probably started about 1975, and she worked for him until her retirement in 73, so something like 1945 to 73. It's quite a while. I think she joined J.P. Morgan Guaranty Trust. I think she actually joined the company the same year that old, you know, Jonathan Piedmont Morgan passed on. Anyway, my wife wanted to go to the Morgan. It's a museum and his house. She she wanted to go there because there was an Emily Dickinson exposition. So that's what we did yesterday. It was pretty cool. We went uptown, but not as far uptown as Trump Towers. Kind of wish I brought my camera along, because there's quite a bit to show you guys. You know, of course, we ran into the crazy guy on the train. So, I mean, he was there. We ran across, you know, the vegetarians protesting eating of any meat. And I was kind of smiling as I was walking by them, because I had a whole pile of chicken wings for lunch. You know, I obviously didn't stop them and tell them, but if they asked, I might have said something. So, a whole horde of people protesting that. Nothing major going on. We were all through Times Square and there. You know, they have those people dressed up in costumes that kind of, you know, hang out, want to get pictures taken so they could, then they're after a tip. They normally have the women down there who the only thing they wear is body paint. They weren't around. I mean, I wasn't specifically looking for them, though if I saw them, obviously I would have found it interesting and I might have given them a look. So the city was cool. Grand Central, we took the train down. We like to use the New Hamburg station. So anyway, yeah, we took the train down, and you know, nothing too amazing from the train ride. Grand Central, they had all kinds of neat vehicles that I would have liked to get some video of. They had one used kind of as an emergency response vehicle. It was a four-wheel Cushman type thing, but they had it set up with a stretcher on top and all kinds of stuff. That was actually pretty cool. I would have liked to get some video of that. They also had this police stand-up scooter that had huge tires on it. It had three wheels. They had to be 15-inch, nice and wide. Thing probably weighed a ton because of the batteries in it, but that would have been cool to get some video of. They actually at Grand Central, they have the reserves in the New York City Police Department, all dressed in fatigues. Some of them wearing, some of them carrying, you know, assault rifles. I don't think I'd shoot video of them. They might consider that provocative. Not one, personally, I'm not much one for asking for trouble. Let's see. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying the ride and the discussion. Trip down to the city is kind of expensive. On the weekend, I think from up here where I am to go down, I think it's $33 round trip. It's considered off-peak on the weekend. During the week, I think it's like $38, almost $40. So you multiply that by 2. The Morgan costs $20 to get into per head. By the way, J.P. Morgan's father, I think, who was also a different version of J.P., but once again, that Papa-san, boy, he collected a lot of old stuff. I guess it was a thing of the time where these guys used to go to places they considered primitive countries and buy up all kinds of stuff. You know, they'd go there with all their manservants, whatever, to carry their stuff and their guns, their cigars and alcohol. Though I kind of got the idea J.P. Morgan wasn't a drinker, at least not the son. Anyway, so yeah, he had all kinds of stuff, books. He had 3 Gillian Bibles. I think there's only 8 or 9 known, and he had like most of them. I think once you have 1 Gillian Bible, you probably have enough. You should have seen his hoard of books, though. He had so many books. If you put shelves on every wall of my house, and I mean many deckers of shelves, not just one, I don't think his books, all his books, would fit on all those shelves in my house. I mean, that's how many books he had. I mean, just an amazing amount. So I'm going to consider myself a collector like him, right? Better than insane hoarder. Though, from the history I've read, I guess old J.P. Morgan, the son this is, the one my grandmother almost worked for, I guess he had a certain amount of trouble with hoarding. Like he would take the stickers off of ketchup bottles and hang on to them, or, you know, I don't know, maybe he thought he was going to get his secret decoder ring out of it. So he had a little bit of a hoarding tendency. It was interesting going to the, I forgot the name of the exhibition we went to. It'll come to me. Emily Dickinson, there you go. She died young. She was in her middle 50s, died of kidney disease. Her last bunch of years, she never really left the family house in Amherst, Massachusetts. Never married, never had kids. If you go through what was implied by the exposition, because nobody really knew, but you got the idea, she was just a free spirit type. You know, there was some people who said, squirrel had a bad day. Some people said that she liked women. Some people said, you know, she was with men. Seems that, I guess she was engaged once or twice to an older guy. But, once again, never married, no kids. Her favorite expression, if you walked up to her and said, you know, quasi-introducing yourself, and asked, you know, who are you? She would respond, I'm nobody, who are you? That was her big thing. I guess she wrote a poem along those lines. So anyhow, you guys are getting a tour of the property, and you're learning about J.P. Morgan and Emily Dickinson. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Anyhow, yeah, I just wanted to take a quick look around, see how wet things are. And they are plenty wet. You guys could see my grass isn't growing yet. If I take you along the front, I do have some crocuses coming up, those flowers, the spring flowers. Yeah, up along here. That apropos, they're right by the snowman on the ground. See them? So spring is coming. This stuff here, it was coming up pretty good and it got snowed on, so I think the daffodils got white over here too. Oh, wait a minute, I see some yellow. Try not to run down too many of these things. So there you go. We got some stuff coming up. Oops. Looks like old Harvey might have run down some of those. Not going to make me popular with the wife. Alright, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the spring tour. I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Please keep it up. I'm a little behind in my comments again. Been distracted doing all kinds of stuff. I'll do my best to catch up. But in the meantime, folks, be happy. Keep your head up. Keep your feet down. Take care now.